Hello again. We are back and we are continuing to work out how to best work around uh, logic, most of all. So, what I'm doing at the moment, okay, one thing is we're doing this 2K by 2K map, and I just started on uh, scrap metal. So, all the people stuff are done. And now comes the difficult part. So, we have more of an FMI for my info. We have 250 odd scrap metal industries, most of which I think will be served by, yes, great, terrains, but we'll see how that goes. And we have a distinct lack of steel mills in this quarter of the map, third, something. It's a bug. Well, we're stuck with it now. So what I want to do is I started having these feeder stations and I limitedly care how much money they make. What I want to work out is how viable the idea of having feeder stations is. In fact, I kind of want another one here. No, I don't. Okay, I have an idea. It's probably not the best, but hey ho. I know that these super many degree turns are usually illegal, but that way they can wiggle out as they please. Mm, well, actually, I mean, if making it long enough, how long is this? Plenty long. Because these are always no more than like 5 odd, right? So those that want to go out this way can go out this way. In which case, sorry, I'm being oddly awkward here, but assume just do this. In fact, to the point that why don't I do it this way? Anything that wants to come, they could. Yeah, that's not going to be happy. Okay, off you go. Pretty ugly. What are you doing? Turn back immediately. Why are you looping around? Okay, and yes, you're supposed to go that way. Okay, so this is kind of sorted. It's a little weird. So then, okay, are you like any of these make any money? You know, even these ones. And that was sigh. I need to start the clock as usual. Because as usual, I have not done that. Done. So I can sustain losing money for a fair bit of time, but if it becomes a visible issue, then I'll need to actually do something with the metals. This should be empty and it should pick up stuff. It's actually full. And then you head out to the yonder. Fine. And then we have the next stop here. I mean, it's not really too well defined and it's a bit ad hoc, which is probably not the smartest. I'm thinking from here, I don't actually think I want to. This is where I'm going to start using vehicles, like road vehicles, that is. Oh, for God's sake, this is really in the way. Don't yet know how best to do this. I mean, it only produces 100 odd tons, so it's not really huge. I figure, oh, you don't let me do that. Nope. Whatever. Okay, so for those of you who haven't been watching religiously, I patched the game code. Yeah, I do have scrap. And I actually have an upper limit of just transfer. You only do 100 odd per month, right? Hello? Yes. So we don't need that many of these. Just take 3. And there's another one which does a lot more. So I actually want to hook a train here. So point being, my double quote allowance for we're not going far. I don't really need this silly long train. Start with here, 100. So I can have, theoretically anyway, up to 65,000 vehicles. That's totally untested. I may fail very miserably, and if I do, then we're basically shafted because the original limit of 10k is very unlikely to be enough. We'll know it, not yet, but eventually. So I did say this was going to be the railway line. I know there's a very long time gap between when I record and when you see it, videos, but if you like interacting, have any questions, that sort of stuff, I do read the comments. So, you know, you'll get a response to your comment on YouTube and I'll probably mention it in whichever episode if it's still running. So trains come from the right. So it turns off here and that just goes up here. Up, up. I'm a duck. I don't know what these objects are. I'm sure they have a name. They're certainly annoying AF. Yeah, object in the way. Thank you, object. So trains come from the right, so that goes off that way. And it hooks into this. Hooks into that. And you somehow need to end up here. And what I'm going to... Oh, do I even care? I'm glad I did that. It should have come out here, but such is travesty. And again, like I won't actually be capable of squeezing through here. I kind of want to do what I did the other side. Just have this loopy loop, in which case this is not going to function the way I want it. So just do something like that. It's very not useful, but hey, this is 10 long. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, fine, whatever. And then this needs to turn off down to, so what I'm thinking, yeah, shit. Okay, well, it's unfortunate. And then this really doesn't need to be there. And then I have a little more space around the farm. I'm kind of thinking how to do this because I actually want, okay, how long is this? That's already 12. So against any logic, put a light, light, yeah, it's a light there. Anyone stopping here yet? Supposedly, yes. And then because we have Lights here. Go off there. Let's come from the right. Yeah, that is here. That's theoretically. This is so fiddly. Well, I'm just getting old. Like that's the thing. I'm playing on 8-bit because I actually prefer the old graphics. But not gonna lie, occasionally I can't see shit. Hold on. There you go. Now you can see what I'm doing. You know what? Never mind. So we need to fix that. This has not been signaled out. Unreal signals, you're an idiot. No. What I don't understand is it's there, fine. So I don't know why I'm staring at this so religiously. Well, I should really be staring at this a lot more religiously. So go there, transfer, go. I still don't really know why we're losing this money. Okay, how much? What are we doing? You are full. I think it's just not going far enough. Okay, then this had the more relevant volume of stuff. Go away, that was stupid. I'm still only going to clone one, partially because it's close and partially because I wanted to catch this. Come on. Well, how much does this take? Total 500 tons. I'm pretty sure this will come back in a month. And I'm not going to care much about this because it's just rubbish. Skip, go. So that's our 3 stops, stations, whatnot. So, because I want to see basically these all come in here and then loopy out, which is a little inefficient speed-wise, but tough. What I want to do is catch this guy. If it's even going to where I want it to go, I'm not sure. Nope. Then this one. Yep. Actually, I'm curious how much there's going to be there, but yeah, F all. So all these could be even smaller, but the I'm just not going to bother essentially. Curious about the occupancy. Like this really doesn't need to be that big. Only issue is if I do that, honestly, it's more like, why do I have, like if you look at this, you are not actually sorting things properly. 17 on this. But why do I have that many? Same here. Like I have 3, 4 of them. Can we downgrade? Casually stops. Even this doesn't really need that many. Or this, but at least it's kind of making money. That's just one. But it's 40% full. And whatever's going on here is it's just weird. Right. So look at our map. We've I almost said hogged these. Hooked these. So I can basically pull in some of this stuff, but some of this stuff is being used, so that's kind of fine, and that's being used. And that's being used. I kind of did the same overall idea, in which case I'm listening to a song and the lyrics is "Let's not interrupt," and she's just repeating that again and again and again and again. So I could put another station here, or like here, sort of thing, and then that could feed into a lot of these. In fact, let's do it here because there's a little more space. Or is there? And for everything else, shut up. Said shut up. Or long. We want our loopy loopy stuff. that's kind of what we want. So then we do that. We do that. And we do that. And I don't do anything here. So then this could be fishing, like waiting for a train to actually pass this way, but you go here and don't unload anything. And then we'll kind of keep an eye on how busy they get. Like, that's not too busy. It's busier because I don't. You just lifetime profit. It's not what I want. Total cargo. Okay, the only thing I can't see is the relevant bit of information. Maybe I need another one. Well, I mean, we will need them anyway, so it's not really that relevant. So then we on the date. I mean, the location of some of these is pretty shit. Also, I think this is just closer. I'm just conscious of this farm. Yeah, that's fine. And the pit. I'm going to have so much. The biggest challenge of this game is actually just going to be space. Time we have. I mean, subject to the world not ending and that genetic crap. But space is really going to be an issue. Or I could just build canals. You know what? Eventually I might just resort to that, but I find it's a bit of a cheat. Nope, I did not want that. So clone me, whatever comes here, if it ever deigns to show up. This is quite okay. Except, stupid thing. I don't want that bridge signaled. Now, do you want to actually show up? Yes. Delete, go here. Shit. I just want to tap into this so that it starts producing something. That was this. So I could pull these three. Oh, wow, we've gotten here. So impressive. It was a lot less painful than I expected. Still took the better part of 2 hours, mind you. conscious of the way these operate, i.e., they increase in productivity over the course of time. But we don't strictly care, and my own experience shows, especially from the Boots game, that it's not that I don't strictly care, it's that I don't give a flying F. Because the game will become, sooner rather than later, annoying / challenging to the point where having literal millions of tons of crap lying around is not going to be relevant. Hum, Burarum. Okay, let's. No, no, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. Like, the aim of the game is that we transport stuff. This is coming back. So this needs to hook in there. Much like how we handle towns where the requirement is a higher than zero value. No, I don't. Come on. And I need to check, but I'm not sure I can make new industries. Can I? On new industries? No. Fund. Allow funding buildings. What's houses? Can you permit industry construction method? None, but I can change it. None means none. Prospecting means it's possible, but construction. So if I did that, okay, it's still no. I don't want to fund coal mines and stuff. I'm just gonna figure this. But that was. Hold on. Go back. Because this is primary industry. I don't want primary industries. Industry. But environment industries. Never mind that. Like, it's not the end of the world if I can't fund industries. It would just make life easier. Let's grayed out. Stockyard port, like okay, it's a bit random, but no idea. Okay, well, whatever. Not the end of the world as we know it. Yeah, we need to get someplace there. Not gonna lie, it's a little time consuming. And actually, this is not that bad. My total bugbears are farming related things because so trains come from the right. You know what? Off you go. And I was joking at the end of the boats ships play that maybe I'm so unfazed by no, I don't need all that crap. Farming related stuff because I'm a city kid. Ha ha. Maybe, maybe not. I would be interested if there was any logic, psychology, whatever you want to call it, to that, because there may well be. You don't need to be there, buddy. You need to be. Is that kind of? I now have to. Nope. But more to the point that you have livestock and milk and fruit and alcohol and food. Obviously, as a chain sort of thing, but okay, I am missing one. 1, 2. No, I'm not missing any. I just haven't hooked it in. And the music sounds like Happy Birthday. I mean, TT music. For the moment, it sounds like Happy Birthday. No, I'm not going to sing. Come on, USOB. So trains come from the right, which means this kind of needs to diverge out. This needs to diverge in. Not that. I don't think there's such a word. Signal, signal. Depot. Be on time. Got about 20 minutes short of. So, okay. Of course you are in a freaking tunnel. That needs to go there and Elcock. This is the more decent one, which will get timed. Well, I'm not going to actually time it just because if curious if we hold on, that turned back. Or did it? It did not. So I'm curious that by the time this comes back, how much how much stuff we're going to have here. You should not have gone off that way. Well, okay. Slightly illegal turn, but hey ho. I mean, that just went off as well, which is like, why? That should be fine because it can pick up 535 tons odd, and especially when I don't F up. I'll wait for it another one, but like as much as I just said, I don't care too badly about 16K. That is totally not going to be enough money. Scrap metal doesn't pay. Okay. Because you now see the problem, money-wise anyway, that, well, I mean, apart from me losing a lot of money, but how did that get picked up? So am I particularly stupid? I am, yes. I'm totally looking at the wrong thing. Dear me. Okay, well, never mind. I'm an idiot. I was kind of looking at this. Ha, retard. So with that in mind, we need to hook in any and all of these. Like we can make a fair bit of money on steel, so that's not entirely a problem that scrap metal doesn't pay. Also, coal pays. More out of curiosity, how many coal mines we have? 266, 251, generally the same idea. If I find that we're very problematic on money, I'll reconsider. Never mind, never mind. Actually, probably head out a little more. Space is going to be a huge problem. Kind of thinking, why am I making myself suffer here, right? So incomes from the right. It's in here. I have an idea. Goes off that way. So basically, this should not exist. And that's because I'm an idiot. So like this, right? So if I do something like that, then we'll just turn two of them here. They're going to be 5 length. That comes here. That, yeah. I really hate these circled objects. It's like we're Area 51 surf cap. It's an object. Unidentified, unflying object. And we don't want to be there. We want to be there. Can I do that? Yes, of course I can. Do this? Nope. Can I do that? Yes. I'm invincible. Invincible, I say. And then gets turned into some form of ice. Whichever James Bond movie. GoldenEye, Octopussy, I don't know. Why are you stopped there? Oh, because I'm an idiot. Well, F me. So we keep going because we want to get there, right? Right. Oh, come on. It's actually pretty late here, but I was stupid enough to caffeinate late. And suppose I'm not sleepy. Okay, what's going on? So well, this definitely needs to come up here. No disagreements on that part. That heel doesn't need to be there. You happen to be in my way. In fact, I actually wanted to come in here. So it doesn't block the tunnel. Because if I put a light here, then that blocks the whole tunnel until it's bad enough. No, I don't want another tunnel, buddy. Can we remove that? Game's not particularly smart in certain respects. Let's just say that. Okay, let's lose more money. What's going on here? There's 1,000 tons. It's way too much. Way too much. So the obvious problem is that, I mean, okay, these ones are making money. That's kind of good. So when we get that to the actual steel mill, I will do something with the steel because we are kind of bumping up. Chain of 5 length. Come here, go there, go there. Transfer, and we will definitely need more. Checking time. Whopping 3 minutes. I am tempted to do another recording though. Hook these in. 180. Rubbish. Well, they're going to hate me or not. Who knows? The other one is just here. I should do the same as I did before, just have one network. What's actually hilarious is that there's a sided mill next to it. Planes come from the right, so they come from this way. So heads out. We'll deal with this. No, so we kind of terminate here. So for your perspective, that's this. And this kind of gets waylaid. Tunnel, we're out of time. Yeah, I can't do that. No, we still have a minute. And then this needs to hook into that, really. Don't know if this is legal. It is. However, nope, nope, I said. However, we are actually out of time. So, usual pause, save. That's going to take ages anyway. So I thank thee for thine attention, because it's more of you. And I shall hopefully have the pleasure of your company next time. Any thoughts, comments, questions, whatnots, let me know, please. And we shall continue. Bye bye.